All right, let's get to my first guest of the evening. He got into motocross, and then he went from the racing into the music scene, and he hasn't looked back. And I'm very intrigued to hear his story about the motocross, getting into country music. And joining me at this time, he's going by the name of Buck Ford, and he's with me right now. How's it going, man?
How's it going, man? Good to have you. Good to be here. Glad to have you.
Thank you,
Hanging with
thank.
you guys, man.
Appreciate you being on the show, man. Great to have you on.
Or
So before we get to the music, I'm reading some stuff about you. And prior to the music, obviously, you got into you was a professional motocross racer. Going back
sure.
to the I say 2009 per se, through the West Coast Supercross Series. Um, and you even had a full wide endorsement with a Honda team. Um, so talk a little bit about your experience into motocross racing. What was that experience like?
Absolutely. Yeah, motocross was something that I grew up doing since I was a little kid. I got that bug when I was around 7. Got a little bike. I wanted one really bad. Begged my dad for it. I chased that dream for 14 years. Um, did all the amateur nationals, Loretta Lynn's, and raced everywhere and turned professional when I was 17, and did a lot of AMA stuff outdoors and did some supercross and intercross things. And motocross was awesome. It was one of those things that I owe a lot to that sport. It's a hard sport. It's tough. There's a lot of grit in that sport that a lot of folks don't really understand unless they're a part of it. And it's you've never done that sport and been to a certain level of that sport, it's you'll never understand what comes with that. And all the fun times on a motorcycle comes with a lot of training and a lot of stress and a lot of stuff when you get to a certain level, just like anything else, any other sport. But motocross is something that I still love. I'm back riding again now, not racing, but I'm riding again, hitting some vet pro stuff here and there, and having fun with it. And I'm having more fun now than I used to, just because the stress is gone for me from back when I was doing it professionally. It just got to be a lot. But motocross was great. I owe a lot to that sport. Family sport. My dad and my mom were with me, for 14 years, on a trailer, motorhome, traveling the races and training and working with different trainers and nonstop, fighting with my dad, training and being upset, growing up quick and just putting the work in for that sport. It's a lot. And, I have nephews now that are doing that sport, so I'm trying to help them out as much as I can, get prepared for when it gets hard. Later on when they're teenagers and getting rolling. And I got a nephew right now, 2 nephews that are doing really good in the sport of motocross. So I'm really trying to help them out and get prepared for what really happens when you get to the bigger bikes and intermediate and professional level. So I love motocross. I still love it. It's something I did. It's all I knew for a good portion of my life. So it's part of my blood. And when I was 20, 21, I was done. At that time I was done with motocross. I didn't want to see a motorcycle again, and when I put it down, like I didn't touch a motor. I didn't put my leg over a bike for over 10 years. Just cold turkey, cut it down and got on with my life. And that's when kind of music hit me. I'd always played. I played guitar and sang. My dad was in music, and I was always the kid on the track, listening to country music, and I was the kid with the guitar and the trailer, goofing her off and, playing around the campfire at nights between the pits. And I was always the guy with the cowboy hat on and because we lived on a farm and, I was a cowboy at a young age, and we did a little cowboying and, cattle and all that kind of stuff. So I was a motocross racer with that different country twist to it that very few people had. It was always punk, and at that time it was Blink-182 and Papa Roach and stuff like that that was on the tracks in the pits. But I was always the weird kid. I was always the outcast that was playing Merle Haggard and George Strait that was coming out of my trailer, in between motos. So it was always, music just was always there for me. I never thought I would be doing it for a living and at a professional level, but it's just something that happened. When I put motocross down, I got on with my life. I worked construction, put together a band within a month after I was done with motocross in 2009. Didn't have any plans to play and go out and tour and do that kind of stuff, but it was something, I put together a band, that'd be fun. And here I am 12, 13 years later, still doing this stuff. And it's just one of those things that kind of just happened accidentally. And music wasn't in part of my plan at a young age, or even until I was around 20, 21, like I was telling. It's something that's kind of fell into place. And, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon. I love this career. I love this path. And, I've had some pretty good luck, cutting songs and being on the road, and great band members, great crew. And it's something that I really enjoy, and I still plan to continue to do it for a lot of years, even though I'm married and have kids. And, it's just something that works for me right now. So I love it. I'm a musician that just accidentally got into this career. So that's kind of my story. I owe a lot to motocross, though. Motocross it was so hard and so discipline oriented from family, and, a lot of money behind it that, so you had a lot of pressure on you at a young age when I was, turned professional, and there's so much stuff behind me, telling me that, hey, this is what has to happen. You have to go out there. You can't lose. You got to win. And that just having that at a young age, before I was really even expecting to be at that level of adulthood, it's like I owe a lot to motocross. I love that sport. Still the sport. I'm still involved in it. And, I love music, and I'm so very blessed to be able to do, have a career where I can go out and make music and have fun and raise a family and pay the bills and still go out and do an old hobby that is now a hobby now, and have fun with it. So it's been great. It's been a great ride, and never would have thought music would have been able to keep me afloat in this world. So that's kind of where I'm at, and just making records and just enjoying life right now. So I'm enjoying it.
That's awesome, man. Motocross definitely brings a lot of adrenaline and a lot of competitiveness. You and your team go through the days and the hours and preparing for a race like that. And I guess you could say motocross and music kind of goes hand in hand, because you definitely got to be prepared for both. Just being in front of that stage, and just, having that mindset, like, this is really going to happen. Right. So props to you, man.
And I think I relate a lot to, obviously I'm an adrenaline kind of guy. That's what I was brought up that way as a kid in sports. And when I didn't have motocross to wake up to every morning and go out and train and push and be ready for races on the weekends, and, little pro shootouts I got to go hit and make a few bucks to, put gas in the tank, I carry that over to music, because it's like, before I walk out on the stage, it's so much adrenaline, so much like, okay, what's going to happen? How's the show going to go? It's a lot of the same stuff involved in the mind when you go prepare for a show, and you got a string of dates on a tour, and you're getting your, rehearsing with the band, getting everything tight, and going out and walking on a stage, because every stage is different. Walking out on a stage and just, what's going to happen tonight? What's going to be that one thing that you got over in the night. So I there's a lot of it's real relative in the music business where I take a lot of that same vibes I had when I was on a starting gate getting ready for a race on the line. It's like it's the same adrenaline before when my band's kicking off the first song on a big stage somewhere, just right before I walk out. It's the same animal. It's just a different profession, and I get that same feeling. When I did when I was setting up for a race. So it's I needed after motocross. I was like, man, what am I going to do to get that kind of rush? And I found it. And that's something that definitely filled that part of my life that was part of me, was always having something to be hyped about and what's next and something new, and so a lot of stuff you can relate to motocross and being in the music business. So.
Absolutely, man. Well said. So, I want to talk about your latest single, I Know Them Blues. It's available on all digital music platforms. Um, Talk a little bit about the story behind this song, how they came together.
Yeah, man, it's a fun song. It's kind of like I was just in my style of music. I'm a little outdated. I'm a little edgy, more traditional in my sound, and obviously everything I do is kind of that way. Um, and I'm just very blessed to find folks that want to come out and still like that style of music, and just I'm definitely an original artist and uh, sound wise. But that song was a fun one, man. It's just a good old love done me wrong kind of song that a guy relates the blues to his heartbreak, and just kind of relates everything to that lady that ran off and left him, and it's like a laundry list of things that people can relate to and think about in their head, which is why I love this song so much. Um, every line takes you to a place. Um, it's got these different actors and different famous people that I tie into, having the blues, and it's kind of a second, bluesy meaning to, like, they're, talking about Elvis and Muddy Waters and, the beer thing and, like Rolling Stones. Like, you're just relating that famous thing to that heartbreak, which is kind of cool, which is why I like this song. And there's kind of something in there for everybody. So it's just, we sat down and wrote. I'm a songwriter, a country songwriter, so I like to write about heartbreak and stuff like that. So, get together with guys like Carcass Chamberlain, which is what I did on the song, and Wyatt McCubbin, and just great writers, and we all just hashed together and threw it all together and came up with this project. And it's been a fun one, and playing it live with people are digging it and grooving to it, and it's just a fun one to do. A song that, like, everyone can it puts images in your head when you hear it. That's why I like this song, and that's why I cut it. So it's just a fun, and then it's also just a fun one live to do with my band. My band grooves it, and it's just a lot of fun.
So check out the latest song from Buck Ford. It's called I Know Them Blues. It's available on all digital music platforms. Give it a stream. Get your head nod to it, and get your friends together, your family, and get your dance on. Even heartbreaking and whatnot. You still gonna like the song. So it's a nice tune. It's got a nice feel to it. So go check it out. I Know Them Blues for Buck Ford. That's on all the platforms. So I see you about to end 2021 with a bang. You got at least two shows left in this month of December. You got a show at the Solano County Fairgrounds. And then on New Year's Eve, you're going to be at the New Year Eve Red Bluff Roundup. Talk about these shows you got coming up end of the year.
Yeah, man, we got some really good ones just going to take us out with the band. We just did our biggest show of the year, which was last Friday, which is my hometown concert, December 10th, in Vacaville, California. It was awesome. It was sold out, just a good time. A lot of folks came out. That's our annual Christmas show. I have one this week in Solano Fairgrounds. It's another place that I've played a bajillion times. It's a local fairground place. We do a Christmas thing every year. Looking to just have a great time on that one. New Year's is going to be huge. It's a pro PRCA rodeo. I'm a rodeo guy, so we play rodeos all year long, and this is a big one to end out the year on a bang. It's a PRCA. There's going to be a lot of just awesome rodeo cats, bucking bulls, bareback, saddle bronc, roping, team roping, steer us, and all kind of stuff. All the best will be there, and then we're going to end it out with a big concert. So I'm really looking forward to these next two, and having some great shows during the holidays is always fun. Folks are home. People are around their hometown, so they can go out and have fun with their families and go see something cool. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to these coming up. So and I'm home too a lot, so it's great to have some shows kind of in my region, so I can be home too with my family and friends and do it. So yeah, we got some big ones. So if you're in the area, please check out buckford.com. Come see those shows. Come party with us. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You still can get tickets for the 19th show. So go check that out. Go to buckford.com for all the details on these shows that are approaching. The 19th is actually just 3 days away. So
right.
If for some reason you ain't got no plans, I'm just saying, go check that out. And if you don't have any plans, especially for New Year's Eve, well, now you do. Just put it out there. Enjoy yourself some rodeo and enjoy some music to end 2021 with Buck Ford and his band. On the 31st, the Red Bluff Wound Up New Year's Eve style. Get yourself comfy with Buck Ford and his incredible band. Buckford.com is the website. Check out the music. Check out upcoming shows, etc. So any plans set in stone? Any concrete plans, I should ask, for 2022? As far as new music, maybe a new album in the works. What does Buck Ford have planned as of right now for 2022?
Shoot, man, we got a big year. 2022 is I'm really looking forward to it. I'm releasing my full record January 21st, which is going to be big for us. I got 13 brand new songs going to be on that thing. I'm going to be quick to get back in the studio. I'm going to try to have another record out by the end of 2022. So got a lot of work on my end. I got a bunch of songs sitting here that I'm ready to really cut now. But 2022 is lined up with just a ton of shows, a ton of rodeos, ton of fairs, a lot of theater stuff. We're coming to your town all around the state. So we just got a ton of stuff booked. I'm going to try to fit in some studio time in the mix of all that. And I'm working on another record. So I got 13 new songs coming out so 10 new songs that you haven't heard on the digital platforms yet. They will be out January 21st. And I got a ton of shows we're doing. A lot of great bands we're traveling with and putting on shows, little towns across the state. So, check it out, buckford.com. You'll learn everything you need to know about us there, and you'll know where we're coming. So I got a big year for us, and we're really looking forward to it.
That's awesome. So you just said you got a new album ready to put out on 21st of January. That's next month. And then you might end up with another album to follow before the end of 2022. Buck Ford going all in. He ain't letting up. So Yeah, absolutely, man. So check out the website, buckford.com. Check out the 19th at Solano County Fairgrounds, New Year's Eve, Red Bluff, wound up with the rodeo happening and the music from Buck Ford and his band. And be on the lookout for his new album, the first of two new albums from Buck Ford next year on the 21st. So go to buckford.com for more details. Great chatting with you, Buck, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. Great chatting with you. Look, I will be keeping an eye on the 21st. I already follow you on Spotify, so I'm expecting your music to be on my release radar on the 21st.
All right.
So
Yes, sir. It's been fun, man. Thanks for taking the time and talking with me, hanging with me. It's been a great time, and I'd love to do it again. So,
yeah, most definitely. We'll definitely have you back on next some point next year. Most likely after the first album comes out. So and see how you doing up to this point. Me and Anna, we'll get in touch for sure.
That'd be great.
So you yeah.
Happy holidays, happy New Year, and shoot, man, thanks for having me. This has been awesome.
Likewise, man. You have a good night.
Take care.
All right, bye bye.